When it how far can I get away with this? The Full Monty, released in 1997, and is directed by Peter Cantanillo, who's behind such films like Lucky Break, Opal Dream, and The Rocker. And this film stars Robert Carlyle, Mark Addy, and Tom Wilkinson. The city of Sheffield used to be thriving with steelworkers, but ever since the steel mills have closed down, almost everyone in this city is unemployed. And our group of friends scramble around to find things that they can pawn off to make money, and discovers that there is a Chippendale show that is appearing at their local theater. When discovering how much these Chippendales dancers make for each show, these average Joe steelworkers decide to put on their own Chippendales concert. Yes, a lot of average men just shaking their dinglings on stage. But it's done in a very professional and tasteful manner. And this film was nominated for several Academy Awards in 1997, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Original Score, which I think it won that last one, which is interesting to me. I wasn't blown away by the score. In fact, I think there was one point in the film where when they were training to get into shape, so they don't look like this out on stage, it sounded like the music was parroting the Rocky theme song, which I enjoyed. I don't know if I would say, hey, that's best score, original score, because you're copying. It's okay, though. This film is still a lot of fun. If you recall my A Taxi Driver review from last week, I was talking about how usually it takes your brain like 10 minutes to acclimate to watching what's on screen and then reading subtitles at the bottom of the screen. Here, these characters speak English. It's British English, but it's English, what we speak here in America, for the most part. And, wow, it's so frustrating when I speak the language, but I have no idea what the hell they're saying. And I felt that constantly with this film. I just leaning into the screen going, what's that phrase? What's that word? What? These words are in my dictionary too, and I've never heard them before. It's probably the only frustrating thing with viewing this movie, for me. Everything else I think is a great, fun, hilarious time. And the big reason of that is because all of these characters, they're your average Joes. They're regular, normal, everyday people. And in all of their cases, they're all down on their luck. They're at the bottom of the barrel. They don't have jobs. Some of them don't even have relationships. Some of them are closeted homosexuals, not confident enough to come out of the closet. Some of them are actually in marriages, but don't have confidence in themselves because they don't like the way that they look. They think that they're overweight, and they think that their spouse is thinking about cheating on them or going with someone else. Just makes you feel sorry for these guys. So it's nice to finally see all of these guys take initiative and try to better their lives and just do something productive by taking off your pants and helicoptering. Now, this film was turned into a Broadway musical that became very popular and won several different awards, but the way that Broadway works now is that they take an original idea from film and then turn it into a musical. So this one, it's not a musical at all. It is just a straight, I was about to say straight drama, but no, this is completely a comedy. Some of the situations are pretty dramatic. Our lead actor, Robert Carlyle's character, he's trying to doesn't want to get sole custody of his son, but just wants to be able to have joint custody and be able to see him. And with him not having a job, not paying child support, they're threatening on taking him away from him completely. So when you get desperate, you start doing some crazy, wild things. And Mark Addy, he plays his best friend. He's the one that has the relationship, and he's not confident enough to perform and to show physical affection towards his wife. That storyline is actually very, very heartbreaking because you can tell that he loves her, and you can tell that she loves him, but because of their lack of confidence with each other and not communicating with each other, you feel them separate, and you don't want them to. And then we have Tom Wilkinson, who used to be one of the foremans of the steelworkers, so he always feels like he's in some type of management role or leadership role. He actually knows the dances and, well, knows how to dance, so he choreographs the entire routine. Tom Wilkinson, you know, in acting, it's a hard thing to realize of what type of an actor you are and what roles that you can portray, because typically everyone tries to go to be the lead actor or the lead actress or one of the leads of a show. And sometimes it takes a while for actors to realize, no, there are nice, meaty, supporting roles below those leading actor roles that actually a lot of people remember more most of the time than the lead actors. Tom Wilkinson is one of those actors. He only does supporting. He can only do supporting. Whenever he is a lead in a role, I think he was in that Emily Rose exorcism movie. He was a lead in that. No, you can't lead a film. You are a supporting actor. And that is not an insult in any way. But when you realize that you are that background player, that you are that supporting actor, that you can portray that the best, you will work constantly. And that's what Tom Wilkinson does. He's almost in every single movie. Just be watching a film, go along, and hey, randomly, oh, there's Tom Wilkinson. Oh, there he is again. Here's a new movie. Oh, of course he's the mob boss in this one. Their chemistry, the way that they interact with each other, it's a delight to see on screen. They play off of each other perfectly, especially in this comedy. It's an absolute necessity. And I like the message that this portrays. Yes, on the surface, we have a bunch of guys who are amateur strippers trying to make an easy buck, but the film is really about finding confidence, finding that hope that you once had when you were younger and you were more eager to go out and conquer the world, and you were a part of this company and part of this city that seemed to be growing and perspiring, only to have some CEO or some higher-ups decide, no, we're going to pull the plug, we're going to shut down this entire factory and shut down everyone's livelihood. I have been in that situation twice, where someone told me, like, yeah, so we know that you work hard, but yeah, no, we don't care, bye. They shut down your store, they shut down your livelihood because, you know, it's business. I relate to these characters so much. To see them get up on stage in a position that would seem very, very vulnerable because they're owning it, because they find their confidence and they find their hope, they're actually owning it on stage. It's a nice little finger to the man saying, yes, fuck you, I am here, I am powerful, I can do whatever I want, I have my hope back. That's probably the reason why this film was nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards, because when it comes to comedy, the Academy is like, no, we don't like all that pish-posh, wishy-washy comedy. We like dramatic storytelling. We like seeing people die on screen and then seeing other people react to dying with tears. And if a comedy is going to be nominated for Best Picture, it's gotta have these dramatic elements to shoehorn in there. It's a shame this film didn't win more at the Academy Awards, but that year Titanic also came out and was nominated for everything and won everything. I think it won 11 Academy Awards. It tied the record for, I think Ben-Hur set that. So it's like, well, what can you do? But I will say my favorite scene in this entire film, and actually everyone who talks about this movie mentions this scene because it's just so good. It's the one where they're standing in line at the unemployment office waiting to pick up their checks, and they're just sitting there, and then all of a sudden the song comes on and they start going through their choreography and start pelvic thrusting, and some of the people standing in front of them go like, what the hell are you doing? It wasn't showboaty at all. It's very subtle, and it's so simple, and it works so well. This film is absolutely delightful. If you haven't seen it before, I definitely recommend it, and if you haven't seen it in a while, definitely check it out. It still holds up, surprisingly. I'm gonna give The Full Monty 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
It's good. It's good.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part in my videos where I pick which movie I'm going to be watching next. The next one comes as a recommendation from one of my subscribers. He has given me so many recommendations and I'm finally getting to his list. We have Rusted Beetle with the recommendation of The Labyrinth. Subtitle, David Bowie's Bulge. It may surprise you that I have only watched this movie once, and it was in high school, I believe. All of my friends showed it to me because they grew up watching the thing, and they all loved it, and I remember watching it in high school going, I'm not really digging this. Sorry. I think outside of that, I haven't watched any other, like, Jim Henson film outside of, like, the Muppet movies. I don't remember if it was her feature film debut, but I remember thinking, gosh, she's very pretty. And then we have David Bowie as the Goblin King? Yes? I think that's the title, even though he didn't look very goblin-y. He just had a very, very strange, like fez wig on, and then that, of course, that bulge. If there was ever any review for me to introduce that I'm going to be watching this movie, it's The Full Monty, so it all works. I'm excited to check it out. Thank you very much, Rusted Beetle, for the recommendation. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, leave your comment below this video, or go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter. Leave your recommendation there, and if I have access to it, I will watch, review it, and give you a shout out on the channel. I'm also bundling them together because I'm thinking about doing like a fan recommendation summer, because I have so many recommendations. I know there are many of you out there that are like, when are you going to get to my recommendation? I promise I'm getting to it. I promise you I will get there. I just have so many. So I'm thinking about doing like all summer long from May to August, just everyone's recommendation or everyone that I can get to. So keep sending in your recommendations and I'll put it on the list. So guys, if you've seen The Full Monty, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, please comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And if you like what you saw here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button. It helps me out with growing this channel and growing this community. And if you have friends, if you have family members that love hearing people talk about movies, bash on movies, gloat on movies, send them over here, have them hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so they know whenever I am posting a review. And also remember, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, I will reward everyone by recording myself watching Arachnophobia and posting it on here. It's going to be so much fun for you. So in order for us to get to 1,000 subscribers, you need to bring everyone that you know over to Caleb Watches Movies. Hey, just hit the subscribe button so we can torture this guy. It's the perfect incentive. Just do it. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of Labyrinth, or The Labyrinth. Let's just say The Labyrinth. So the next time, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.